Okay.
Hey everybody, I want to introduce Val. Val and we went to kindergarten through high school. Were you part of my table in kindergarten that we all cut hair and then send home each other little locks of hair?
I forgot about that.
There was a table of us. I know Jana was on it,
That's
Robbie
awesome.
was on it, but we all at the table at 5 years old were cutting each other's hair and then gave each other a piece of each other's hair. We all got in trouble that night.
So awesome.
So that's 1976 probably. And so yeah, we've known each other for just a couple years. And this is Christine, I'm Steve, this is Val. And we want to talk about the Prove It Challenge, 30-day challenge.
Yeah, and so I think for me, I love hearing people's journey of jumpstarting healthier habits. And so Val, I would say for you, what prompted you to even want to consider, okay, maybe I'll look into this Prove It Challenge. What was the initial reasons why I wanted to do this?
Well, throughout the years, like as we get older, we tend to gain more weight, not meaning to, basically just looking at food and gaining weight, especially during menopause and all that kind of stuff. And I was starting to feel like a lot more tired all the time and just not feeling good about myself and my appearance. And then I thought, okay, it's time for a change, especially because I just turned 50 yesterday.
50 and fabulous.
That doesn't
girl.
mean I'm 50. I know we went to kindergarten together, but there's no way it puts me at 50 either.
Awesome. I love it. I think you're so right. And I think we all get to the point where it just gets to be a little uncomfortable. Our clothes don't fit. We're not confident. We don't like what we're seeing. We don't have energy, feeling lethargic. And any other host of health issues creep up and we're just like, okay, enough is enough, you know? So the cleanse, like, so now the 7-day cleanse with Shaklee, the Prove It Challenge, what were your fears going into that? Did you have any fears? Did you have any like, ooh, can I do this? Or what came to mind when you thought about the Prove It Challenge when we first talked about it?
Yes. So to be honest with you, I was not planning on starting as soon as I actually did, but I didn't want to think too much about it. I just wanted to get into it. Like I gotta do this, especially before the holidays hit and everything. So started, and my fear was honestly within the first, second, and third day that I'm like, I can't do this. I thought I was going to fail because I was mind over matter. But I just kept going, and oh my gosh, I cannot tell you, like, it has been like life changing. I feel so much better. I have so much more energy. The first 3 days were very, very tough because I love all of my stuff that I could not have during that 7-day cleanse, but it was so well worth it in the end. It was amazing. And it's honestly changed like how I view food in general. Like our shopping and everything that we do now is like, matter of fact, Dave and I just went to the store today and I was like, okay, I got to get like sweet potatoes and peppers and onions and broccoli and all that kind of stuff, which I would never have done ever before.
So awesome.
So it's changing our lifestyle in regard, and it's helped my whole entire family, honestly.
You're a mom of how many humans?
4. And then I have a grandson and then another grandson on the way.
Crazy.
Right. That's right.
So just because I want to be raw and honest, what was so hard days 1, 2, and 3? I love the benefits and I love the life change, but because I want people to know, and this is not a starvation cleanse. This is a fruit and vegetable cleanse. But what was so hard in days 1, 2, and 3?
I think it was the change that I had to make within myself and my mind. Like I couldn't say, oh my gosh, Mexican food sounds so good tonight. and go get chips and salsa and like the yummy stuff. I love wine too. And I knew that that was cut out like completely during the 7-day cleanse as well. And so all that kind of stuff, like all the treats, that I honestly didn't realize how much I had during the week until it was cut out. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, I don't eat. I always told people, oh, I eat good. I totally eat good. I don't snack that much. But then when I did the 7-day cleanse, I'm like, holy crap. Nope, I don't eat as good as I actually thought I did. So it was an eye opener.
Any headaches? Was it hard to sleep the first couple days? Like, was it more of that mindset of just that battle?
Yeah, for me personally, it was the mindset. I got like really mild headaches and maybe not sleeping all that great just because I was hungry, but I think it was more in my mind, like I want food, but then when I got past those 3 days, then I started feeling amazing and everything started changing.
And that's the hard part. Cause I think once your body detoxes all the junk stuff, whether it's the preservatives and whether it's the alcohol and the treats and the overladen sugar and that kind of stuff. And then our bodies are running more efficiently and cleanly, so to speak. It just is, it's pretty amazing. It's very euphoric. Like you're like, whoa, I feel really, really good.
I want to give you a high five Zoom too, just because that mindset it's amazing when you can, it's like, well, it wasn't necessarily a coffee addiction that was crushing me, but a lot of times it's in our mind. So I just want to give you kudos that way of that massive growth through that. Cause we get into these patterns and we think, oh, I'm doing okay, but my results aren't necessarily saying I'm doing okay, but my mind is saying I'm doing okay. But then you switch it and your mind's having to kind of re-trigger and recreate pathways. And then day 4, it's like, wow. In those days 1 through 7, what were some of, because I'm a snacker as well, what were some of your go-to snacks as you started to see that change and you got onto the backside of the 7 days? What were some of your favorite snacks that you saw create some new habits?
Honestly, Christine, you had said sweet potatoes are one of your favorite. Honestly, that is one of my favorites now, even still. Like that's what I'll have for like a meal. It was all like for snacks. I didn't get really that creative. Dave, he's a chef, and which makes life a lot more difficult because it's a lot of creams and like really, really amazing food that he makes that I could not have during that 7 days. But as we got started, we did it together. And then he started like, oh, what about this? Like throwing different vegetables and stuff together that I would never even have thought of as a snack. Like, okay, first I'm like really, really hungry right now. I'm just going to let's just, saute some peppers and onions and different vegetables, that anything that I had in the fridge that we had that we could quick make really fast, where I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to eat. I'm starving.
He would quickly make it.
I'm with you. I think the sweet potatoes for me, and I love the gold white sweet potatoes. They are absolutely my favorite. I would find myself making a ton of them, and then the next morning throwing a half of one in my fruit smoothie, or I'd throw in a half avocado. Like I would throw berries, bananas, water, raspberries, strawberries, and then I would throw spinach, and I would go, I'm going to throw a sweet potato in there, and I'm going to throw a half avocado in there because I wanted the substance, but the fruit overpowered everything. And that was my favorite go-to, was just, I'm going to just create this massive smoothie. And
everything in the kitchen smoothie. Yeah. Well, I would say in closing, because I think if you were to tell some of your girlfriends or anyone that asked you,
Or guy friends.
or guy friends, you know, friends, family friends, and they said, wow, you look amazing. What changed? Why did you do it? And what were the benefits? Like what would you say I'm most grateful for? Cause now this is what I experienced. What would you say just to a dear friend?
Well, personally, I think it's like how we feel about ourselves, like, I honestly, like, every single day I stepped on the scale every morning, and I still do, just to make sure that, not in an obsessive way, but just to make sure that I'm maintaining the weight that I'm at and continuing to lose weight, which actually I lost 9 pounds so far. So I'm like so stoked about that. And that like makes me like, oh my gosh, I'm just going to keep going with my exercise program and this program in regards to what I'm eating and everything. I just feel so much better, like so much healthier. Like I said, energy, and I just have a lot more confidence in myself, versus where I was before, looking at the scale every single day. Not every day, I can't say that back then, but, it was very disappointing looking at the scale as it continued to climb.
Yeah.
And I felt out of control.
Mhm.
But when we started the 7-day cleanse, it just changed everything. And then just watch the scale like slowly go down.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that, and continuing to do so. Like
Oh,
after the 7 days, I'm still continuing to lose weight, which is so amazing.
Mhm.
Because I'm keeping up the habits. It's
Yeah.
all about habits.
Yeah, it
Love
is.
it.
And I
So,
think you're right. We got to jumpstart healthier habits. And I think for many people, we get stuck. We completely get
oh,
stuck because we
totally.
have these grooves of habits that we just can't, like a car in a
Yes.
groove, we can't get out of.
Well,
And so,
Yep.
I'm so glad that you said, I'm going to stop the patterns from before. I have a friend, your story reminds me of a friend that was about 35, 50 pounds overweight. And his doctor's like, yeah, you're pretty normal. You're almost 50. And every year you're going to put on 3 to 5 pounds for the rest of your life. And he goes, that's normal. And that's a doctor. And my friend just
Mhm.
kind of stopped and went, this is wrong. And he did the 7-day cleanse and a Prove It challenge about a year and a half ago. And he's about 50 pounds lighter. He goes, it just
Wow.
shocked me that the medical profession is saying 3 to 5 pounds every year is going to be normal. And so for the next 30 years, we put on 100 pounds.
Yeah.
And he was the same way at our age, said, I'm going to stop and I'm going to create healthy patterns at really about $3 to $4 a day over a course of $3 to $5 a day to replace it. Now, afterwards, you're done with the cleanse, the 7-day cleanse, and you moved into kind of having a daily life shake, correct?
Oh, yes.
yeah.
Yep.
Is that your
Every morning.
every morning? Yeah.
Yep. Every morning with lots of, like you were sharing, lots of fruit. I never thought to put an avocado or sweet potato in there. That's a great idea.
I would try
But
one or the other and like a little bit. Try a little bit at a
I'm
time.
I'm larger too, so just try smaller calorie takes.
yeah.
But I think it just gave me it felt like I could,
A little creamier too.
a little creamier, and it moved me longer into not wanting to crave 10 a.m., 11 a.m., something like
Mhm.
that. I could eat a healthy lunch without crashing.
Yeah. So
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
awesome.
definitely.
Well, I think you're an inspiration, and I know you will be to many. Even if I think sometimes there are people that aren't yet ready to let go of habits and a little nervous.
Mhm.
And but I think investing in yourself is just amazing that you got to do this, and you're continuing to invest in your health and it's creating a great healthy lifestyle.
I think I am a sweet tooth person. And so if I can avoid the gummy, now granted, they're organic gummy bears, but if I can avoid the organic gummy bear aisle, and that's like $5, but they don't last long in our home. If something like that goes up, or even dark chocolate, the healthier chocolate, but we're talking $2 to $3 a pop on those. And I think when I started reevaluating, and me being kind of a budgeter in the family, I started looking at it going, wait, all these other little micro things that I was adding into my daily regimen, they're like $150 to $200 a month on, if I'm going to have the days I used to drink a glass of whiskey or this. And I just started seeing those numbers add up. And I made that or that mental shift and financial shift to go, gosh, if I just reappropriate $5 a day, how much better I'm going to feel every 30 days. And it's really transformed me long term at 50, because I could start feeling the wear as well about 4 years ago.
Yeah, I agree.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah, that's a good point.
that is awesome. Any last parting words before any other thing you'd want to say to anybody?
Well, just thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for holding my hand during this process. I really, truly appreciate it. You're like a godsend.
Oh, you're welcome.
She is awesome.
That was a joy.
Thanks, sweet friend. And we'll have to see you soon and
I know.
celebrate
Okay.
in person.
I know. So thanks again, girl, and we'll be in touch.
Okay, dear.
Thanks
All
for
right.
logging on. Bye, cutie.